Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Bree, or if you're new, welcome. You're always welcome. But for today's video, I'm gonna be watching something a little different. I mean, it's scary, so I'm already interested. But it's called 10 Terrifying Creatures Created by Science. And I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know. Like, the only thing that I can think of is Dolly, the little lamb that they cloned. But, I mean, in my opinion, she's not really scary. Like, she's a cute little lamb. But I'm sure this video is going to scare me in some way or another. And then I'm never going to go outside again. Because why are people creating creatures? Like, what? Oh my god. Okay, but anyways. Let's just watch it. I'm scared. Like, that makes no sense to me. Why are you creating creatures? Like... like, why?
10 terrifying creatures created by science. Number 10,
Can it be cute?
the sudden death mosquito. It is estimated that because they spread deadly...
Whoa. The sudden death mosquito? Why would they create... Why would you...
Diseases like malaria, mosquitoes are responsible for more than 1 million deaths a year. Therefore, scientists from biotechnology firm Oxitec have concocted a controversial solution to the mosquito menace, which would effectively involve driving the entire species to extinction. The company have genetically engineered malformed male and female Aedes aegypti mosquitoes, whose offspring would most certainly die before reaching maturity, hence the nickname the sudden death mosquito. If hordes of these creatures were introduced to the general mosquito population, it is thought that numbers of the malaria-carrying pests would quickly start to dwindle. In 2009, Oxitec released 19,000 of these dead-end mosquitoes on the Grand Cayman Island in the Caribbean, followed by 3 million more the following year.
There's really some
According to the company, the trial was a complete success, as it eliminated 80% of the mosquito population. However, it wasn't received well in the scientific community, as scientists are divided on the morality of eliminating the species altogether.
Well, you can't, like, just eliminate an entire species. Like, how about you just, like, find a solution for malaria? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's easier to do the first thing, just kill them all off. But mosquitoes still have, like, an important part in the ecosystem. Like, without them, like, I don't know.
Or destroying all mosquitoes could damage fragile ecosystems, as it would jeopardize the eating habits of the fish and birds that feed on them.
That's sad.
Number 9, Vacanti mouse. The image of the so-called Vacanti mouse is a defining image of what can be achieved through scientific experimentation, as well as the focus of heated debate concerning potentially immoral animal testing. The ear mouse was created by Charles Vacanti at the University of Massachusetts Medical School in 1997. Vacanti's team successfully grew an ear-shaped cartilage structure on the back of the mouse by implanting cow cartilage cells into a biodegradable ear-shaped mold that had been inserted under the creature's skin. The mold disappeared once the cartilage had grown, and voila, ear mouse. Photos of the mouse generated a wave of controversy, with people protesting against the apparently senseless and cruel use of animal modification. However, on the other side of the argument, Vacanti argued that the experiment showed how complex structures like cartilage can indeed be grown in this way. This has the potential for possible future growth of organs or other materials that could be useful for medical treatments.
I mean, yeah, but, like, wouldn't you have to kill the mouse to, like, get it off of him? You have to, like, cut the ear off. Like, that's, I mean, I see it's a good idea, but that's sad. It's like, that's sad. Poor mouse. Aww.
Number 8, see-through frog. Around the world, frogs are
often
dissected in schools and universities as a way of teaching students about anatomy and biology. The main reason for this is their ready availability, but it's also handy that their organs and the way they are positioned in the body are similar enough to humans.
Oh, is that why we dissect frogs?
If you could examine the inner workings of such creatures without them having to be dead beforehand? Well, thanks to lab experiments in Japan, that could soon be a real possibility. Some species of frog, glass frogs for example, have a natural mutation that reduces the amount of color in their skin. Scientists from the Institute of Amphibian Biology at Hiroshima University have been selectively breeding frogs in order to magnify the effects of this mutation. Eventually, they created frogs with completely see-through skin. This means that you can see the creature's organs, blood vessels, skeleton, and muscles. You can see how the different parts of the body work, and crucially, how diseases like cancer can grow within them. In terms of both education and medical experimentation, this admittedly creepy-looking animal could prove incredibly useful.
Yeah, but you're still, I mean, they're not dead, but you're still
Featherless
like...
chicken.
You know.
The chicken breeding industry is one that is already rife with controversy, as accusations of cruelty, force feeding, and painful executions are far from unusual. But one genetic scientist, Avigdor Kahana of the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, has arguably overstepped the line in pursuit of more efficient chicken farming. Through selective breeding, Kahana has created chickens that are born with no feathers at all. He has suggested that the new chicken could be the future of mass poultry farming, as he alleges the chicken meat would be lower in calories, faster growing, and more likely to survive in warmer conditions.
What? What? Like, who, like, wow. Like, who just thinks of things like these? Like who just thinks of this? Like, what? A featherless chicken for our benefit? That thing looks so scary. How do you think the chicken feels? He has no feathers. And then, oh, it's lower in calories. It grows faster. Yeah, but, like, is it healthy to eat genetically mutated chickens? Like, what? That's basically what it is. Genetically modified, like, blah, 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 genetically mutated. Like, is that healthy to be ingesting? Like, I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. This is scary.
Both time and money would be saved in processing plants. However, critics are not convinced. Past cases of chickens naturally born without feathers, usually the result of genetic mutations, have shown that such birds are more likely to suffer from a whole host of problems. Bare-skinned chickens are unable to flap their wings, struggle to mate, and are much more susceptible to parasites, mosquitoes, and sunburn. Due to the backlash from animal welfare groups such as Compassion in World Farming, there are currently no major plans to introduce the featherless birds on a larger scale.
That's so weird.
Number 6. Zombie dogs. In 1940, Soviet scientists released a video of severed dog heads that they'd kept alive for several hours. The heads were able to wiggle their ears in response to auditory stimuli and could even lick their mouths. According to the scientists, beyond this so-called zombie dog experiment, the canines had been kept alive through an artificial blood circulation system. In 2005, American scientists from the University of Pittsburgh conducted a similar experiment. They flushed a number of dogs of all their blood before replacing it with oxygen and sugar-filled saline. The dogs went into cardiac arrest and were declared clinically dead. A few hours later, the dogs then received a blood transfusion and an electric shock. Lo and behold, the dogs were resurrected. Many of them appeared a little disheveled, but pretty much as though nothing had happened to them. A report about this experiment, which was published in the Yearbook of Intensive Care and Emergency Medicine, argued that this breakthrough could potentially save lives. The technique could be used to treat people who are hemorrhaging blood too quickly for doctors to repair their injuries. With sufficient funding, it's thought that human trials of this procedure could occur within the next 2 years.
And who would be down for that? Like, who would... I mean, that one's better than the rest of them that I've seen so far. That one's at least helpful, but still... Like, here, come here. We're going to drain all your blood out. Replace it with this. But, hold on. I mean, that is incredible. The fact that you can do that and then come back to life. But it's still scary. Like, who's going to volunteer for that? Unless they pay in some...
There's a growing trend of selectively breeding animals to emphasize certain aesthetic features or even abnormalities, sometimes at the risk of the creature's health.
Cute.
For example, recent years have seen the increasing popularity of tumor fish, an umbrella term for sea creatures bred to have large growths on their heads. One such fish is the flowerhorn cichlid, who naturally have humps on their foreheads. Largely because they are considered lucky in some branches of Chinese culture, breeders often try to encourage these lumps to grow bigger and bigger, sometimes to the extent that they obscure the fish's vision, making it harder for them to escape predators. Similarly, the pom-pom goldfish is falling victim to this trend of selective breeding. The goldfish naturally grows a fleshy pom-pom out of its nose, and some owners breed their fish deliberately to enlarge this growth. This is risky because the pom-poms can sometimes grow so big that they get sucked into the fish's mouth when they take in water.
Oh my God.
The pom-poms are also extremely delicate, meaning that bigger growths are more susceptible to becoming tangled or damaged by sharp objects in the environment around them, which can be deadly. Number 4, sterile pink bollworms. Just over a decade ago, the pink
bollworms are real?
was one of the most destructive pests in America.
Really?
The small invasive moth caused havoc in the country's cotton fields, costing an estimated $21 million a year through damage to crops and prevention efforts. But then in the early 2000s, a GM project was put into action designed to rid the US of the devastating bollworm problem. Scientists in Arizona genetically engineered sterile pink bollworms, which were then released into the state's cotton fields. They competed with the normal pink bollworms for food and mates, but then, because they were sterile, didn't produce any offspring. Within just one generation, the bollworm population halved. After 4 years, Arizona infestation rates had dropped by a staggering 99.9%. Similarly to the controversy surrounding the use of the sudden death mosquito, there is some contention about whether it's right to eradicate the pink bollworm. However, because the moths are less pivotal to the food chain than mosquitoes, and eliminating the species would save millions of dollars a year, it is considered by many to be a necessary evil.
That's
Number
terrible.
3, human pig chimera.
Whoa, what?
Lab-made chimeras, organisms composed of cells from 2 different animals, are a highly contentious issue among the scientific community. This is especially the case when the chimera involves the mixture of human and animal DNA. In January 2017, scientists from the Salk Institute for Biological Studies in La Jolla, California, announced that they had successfully...
Stop! I don't even... Oh my gosh. I thought that was like unethical to like experiment with like human... I don't want to see this. I'm scared. I think this is the picture that was on the thumbnail.
The scientific team injected human stem cells into an early-stage pig embryo, which was then implanted into a female pig. The pig-human embryos were allowed to develop to 28 days, approximately 1/3 of a pig pregnancy, before being removed. Lead scientist Juan Carlos Ispasua Belmonte said that this was long enough to understand how the human and pig cells mixed together early on without raising ethical concerns about mature chimeric animals. One of the main sticking points about combining human and animal genes is the idea that it could create intelligent animals with humanized brains, and the questions this would raise about the sanctity of life of different species. However, it's thought that the approach could be incomparably valuable because it could pave the way for growing human organs, specifically tailored for patients for use in transplants. Number 2.
Like, that's scary. That's like that movie. I forgot the name of it, but it was like Scarlett Johansson and like some other guy. Long story short, like it was like in the future, and they cloned like rich people would clone themselves, I guess, and they all lived in this. Okay, I'm terrible at describing things. Basically, the clones were freaking... I don't even know what to call them. They just like carried their organs for these rich people. So when the rich people got sick, they could come in there and be like, "Oh my God, I need a new liver," and they would kill them and take the liver out, give it to the person, and they go on about their life. So is this what they're trying to do? They're trying to make human pig hybrids to like so they can harvest the organ. I mean, I guess like. I mean, if you really need a transplant for something, but that's so sad because they're still gonna have a life and they're gonna be living, and they're just gonna, hey, we need some kidneys today. Let's. I don't know. That's crazy.
Continuing with our theme of mixing the genes of 2 different species together, our next fact is about a spider-goat hybrid. Randy Lewis, Professor of Genetics at Utah State University, is the mastermind behind this remarkable scientific endeavor.
Remarkable
Lewis
or scary?
Had been investigating spider silk. It's 5 times stronger than steel and could be repurposed for various uses, from armor to medical bandages.
Is it
the problem
really?
with spiders, though, is that A, they're only very small and do not produce great quantities of silk, and B, they're too cannibalistic to be farmed. The professor therefore found an obvious solution to these problems: implant spider DNA into goats.
course.
He took the silk-encoded gene from an orb weaver spider and placed it among the DNA that prompts milk production in goats' udders. This DNA was then inserted.
I can't watch this anymore. And this isn't even number one. Like, who thinks of these things? Like, oh my god, spider silk, we can use that. But how to mass produce spider silk? Let's inject some goats with spider cells. Let's inject some goats with spider cells so we can milk them for spider silk. Genius. It's just genius. I'm sorry. I mean, I guess like it's a good idea, but it's when you think about the animals involved, that's like who?
Into a mother goat. 150 days later, and boom, baby spider goat. When the spider goats lactate, the resultant milk is rich in spider silk protein, which can be filtered out and spooled onto a reel.
That's crazy.
Number 1, Belgian blue super cows. Since the early 80s.
Sorry. I can't take a Belgian blue super cow. What the fuck? What? I'm sorry. Okay.
Hundreds, Belgian scientists and farmers have been selectively breeding cattle to create a species of super cows. These buff bovines have been bred with a gene called myostatin, which allows them to grow humongously large as their muscles just never stop growing. The purpose of this is, of course...
I know I said I wasn't gonna pause anymore, but what? This can't be real. Belgian blue. Did you see how strong that cow was? Did you see how strong that? Who gonna eat a Belgian super cow steak? Like what? It like the fatty part of the steak is the best part anyway. Why would you want? I'm lightheaded. I can't watch this no more.
Meat. The breed in question, the Belgian blue, is known to produce very tender beef with a reduced fat content. It is also thought that the super cows would be more resistant to ailments such as mad cow disease. However, the bulky Belgian blues come with a whole mass of health issues. The cows often struggle with pregnancy and therefore almost always require C-sections to deliver their calves. The calves then often have enlarged muscular tongues that make it incredibly difficult for them to drink milk from their mothers.
That's crazy.
Then the animals have heart problems, breathing problems, and painful joints, all of which tend to leave the breed with a shorter life expectancy than other species of cow.
And for what?
Thanks for watching
today's
video.
For our benefit, so we can have tender,
or are these kind of
lower
experiments
fat
vital for medical research and making the meat industry more efficient? Let us know what you think in the comments below.
No.
Also, if you found this interesting, why not check out the video playing on screen right now?
No, I can't. Like, that's insane. Like, wow. Wow. I'm good. I'll stick to eating normal chickens and normal cows. Like, cause like, I don't even know. Like, people really start eating this stuff. Like, how are they to know it can't cause like serious health issues? I mean, obviously now eating too much blah 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 gives you cancer. Like, everything gives you cancer. Could you imagine eating genetically modified things? Like, what? You get super cancer? Like, I don't understand super cancer. Like, what happened? I don't know. And nor am I gonna think about it any further because this just blew my mind. Anyways. If you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.
Yo, Pierre, you want to come out here? In New York, I merely rock. Hiding in my socks. Running from a up. And I shoot at up. And I'm on.